Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome in to the Big Men on Campus podcast for Friday, August 3rd, 2018. I'm your host, the Big Men on Campus. How about that? It's the fucking deaf Derby County winner, chicken dinner, baby. Boom! At the end, 94th minute, get in, my son, get in! That's what I'm talking about, baby. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Big win. We started up. Big win for the weekend. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. HCC knows the deal. Welcome in, everybody. It's Friday. I'm feeling real good today. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm ready to go. Had a great workout earlier. It was fantastic. And now I'm ready to hit the Saturday card, hit the Friday card, trying to find some winners for everybody. If you're out there, do me a favor, hit the like button. Sorry for the late start. I was on the phone with my father, so he was chatting away. But we're here. Do me a favor, like I said, hit the like button, yeah. Also, what I want everyone to do, retweet the show if you can. It's a great help for me. What's up, Ryan? How are you? Good for you, HCC. Brennan Clay, Eric, Hyde and Zeke, Mr. Green. Mr. Green, Derby saved my day. I agree. Derby saved my day as well. I only had one play, and it was Derby County. And you know what sucked? Derby County actually scored a goal in the 48th minute, but it was called back for offsides. So it was a little bit tougher than it should have been. But listen, Derby County I'm a big fan of. I think Frank Lampard's side can move up this year. They can go up. What I'm going to do, guys, in the first half hour, and I hope you all listen, this is some real good information that I'm going to give you. It's the glimpse into the smaller leagues. Everyone loves the Premier League, but there's a lot of money to be made in the Championship, League One, League Two. All the leagues start tomorrow, Championship included. I'm going to go over that card for free. I'm not charging anyone for that. I'm going to give out the card for free. So listen up and let's crack on. If you don't bet it, you should. There's money to be made, and I'm going to try to help you out here and give you a little look into the championship, the Skybet Championship in England. It's an interesting league this year. A lot of parity, I think, but I think there's some really good sides that are going to win a lot of matches, and I feel that my promotion relegation is going to look quite similar to where it is now. Also, guys, we got some people in here. Listen, the shows in baseball season are always tough to get a lot of people. Most people don't bet baseball. A lot of people just hang out. And I fully expect the channel's going to get bigger and bigger. I'm hoping to do more shows this summer, end of summer, into fall, and into winter. So, college basketball will be here before we know it. College football is a big sport for me. So I'm excited about all that stuff as we head into the new season. Good. Trey Day got his Cubs team total over. Very good. Good for you. Also, guys, if you're interested and you'd like to get into the daily fantasy world, I have an idea for you. Why don't you go to fanduel.com/BMOC, fanduel.com/BMOC. If you sign up today under that link, you'll get $10 added to your bankroll as soon as you deposit. You can play along with me and play along with everyone else at fanduel.com/BMOC. It'll help out the show and it'll help out FanDuel. Make sure you check out fanduel.com/BMOC today to help out as football approaches. Don't be like everyone else sitting on the sidelines. Get on with FanDuel. Let's play some fantasy and maybe add to our bankroll that way. They'll give you $10 just for signing up. What's up, John? Jock, what's up? The ending was terrific. I'm very excited. Cork City, good for you. Let's get into Skybet Championship. Let's take a look. This is a season preview. I'm going to get into the card as well. Listen, I think there's a lot of value in promotion relegation bets. Who will go up, who will stay down, who will go down. It's a fascinating thing to talk about. And there's so much money to be made. Everyone focuses on Premier League, but there's so much money to be made in the second league, in the third league in League One, fourth league in League Two. I even go into the National League, which is the fifth league, with those teams. So, I'll even get in with those. I had a lot of success, last year with certain teams out of League Two and in the National League. So let's get into it here. Skybet Championship. For me, there are three teams that I am going to look towards to go up. I think there are 4 or 5 teams that can challenge. The favorites are Stoke and West Bromwich Albion, the teams that went down last year. I think they'll go back up. I think they're obviously really solid. Stoke has some really good players. Obviously, at this level, the players that they have are just better than anything that anyone else is going to be able to throw out there. Benik Afobe is a goal scorer. He was terrific last year at Wolverhampton Wanderers. You still have guys like Charlie Adams, Jack Butland, Peter Crouch, Ryan Shawcross, Joe Allen. This is still a good side. And I think on paper, they're probably the best side in the championship. I see no reason they shouldn't go up. Look, West Bromwich Albion will go up as well. They just have better players than everyone else in the championship, and they have a little bit more money too. You look at the fact that they have still guys like Higazi, Nasser Chadli, Jake Livermore, Jay Rodriguez, Craig Dawson. This is a really good team as well. And the type of player that they have is just better than everyone in the championship. So generally, you're going to see teams go right back up. And I really like Darren Moore as the manager at West Bromwich Albion. I think he's going to do good things. He got this team into kind of believing last year. I really enjoyed Darren Moore as a manager, and I'm happy to see him get the interim tag removed. I think he can grab them and take them right back up into the first league. Thanks, Troy V. Appreciate it. I wish Alabama would allow FanDuel. I didn't know you couldn't do it in Alabama. Interesting. Yeah, exactly, Dean. Dean Stevenson. What's up, Dean? I use a family member's account. And he PayPals me. The only workaround I have. Not sure what you're talking about there, Kyle. But yeah, as far as for this, I mean, to go up, it's hard to envision Stoke and West Bromwich Albion not going up. Now, as far as pricing on that, if you have Bet365, I would definitely look into this. Let me get the pricing here. What the fuck is the they took them off the board because it started already. Fuck. They should allow them back up, though. But yeah, as far as going up, I'm looking at Stoke, West Bromwich Albion. And listen, I think Derby County can go up. I like what I saw to them. I know today was a bit tough. It was the first game. I think Frank Lampard will really get, he has his guys in there now. I think he can take them. It's obviously a lot of pressure, but I think they can go up. I like what they have. Jack Marriott, they just added him. He actually didn't even play today. He scored 33 goals this year for Peterborough. Him coming in, that's a big addition. I like what they have with Harry Wilson in the midfield. I think Derby County can go up. I also think Middlesbrough can go up. I think Tony Pulis' side is really good. Obviously, a very good defensive group. They brought in Paddy McNair and Aidan Flint. I think they can go up as well. These are all teams that, as I get into the preview, you're definitely going to want to make sense of. One sleeper, and I'm going to get into them in a second here, Hull City. I think Hull City, the Tigers, I think they could be a real sleeper this year in Premier or in the championship. They went out and really hit it hard in the transfer market, brought in Eric Leashai from Nottingham Forest, who had a great season last year, did some real good things in the FA Cup against Arsenal. I think he had 2 goals in that match. Leashai is actually from America. I believe he's from New Jersey. He was on the USA team for a while. He did some good things at Nottingham Forest last year. He's a guy that I think could be a nice addition for Hull City. Also went out and got George Long from Sheffield United, got Reece Burke from West Ham United. I think Hull City could be a pretty exciting team as we head into the season as well. I'd keep my eye on them. But let's get into the card tomorrow and see if we have any winners here. No, we're starting that August 15th. Yeah, we're going to get plenty of insight. There's going to be all sorts of stuff. Why don't I bet at WNBA? Because I don't really care about it. It's lame. It's only a couple months. I don't really get into it. I crush men's basketball. Wait till FIBA comes around, the Olympics and stuff. That's something I'd love to do as well. I'm just not into WNBA really. But look, I give those girls respect. As far as going down, and then I'm going to get into the card. I think to get relegated. I think there's a couple teams. QPR, Queens Park Rangers. They really were hit hard with a financial fair play fine. That really hurt them as far as being able to buy players. They have a really shit side. Bolton Wanderers, I think they're a team last year that I thought they were the worst team in the championship. And then Rotherham. Rotherham is they just I can't see a situation where they come up and make any real waves. And then Ipswich Town as well, I think, is a team that can go down also. But let's get into tomorrow's card. Let's see if there's any bets we can make to make some money tomorrow on the Saturday card. As far as to win outright, I would look at Stoke City at 5-1. I'd also have West Bromwich Albion at 7-1. And frankly, I would have some money on Derby County at 10-1. I liked what I saw of them today. I think another maybe shot would be maybe a Sheffield United at 28-1. Now I like what they did, bringing in some of those. They brought in a keeper from Manchester United that had to move. Swansea City. I think they're decent as well. I don't think they'll win, but I think they could maybe be in the playoffs. They still have Wilfred Boney, and they have a pretty good manager. But let's take a look at the card tomorrow. Birmingham against Norwich City. Tough game here. I mean, Birmingham is a poor side. They're not a team that I think is going to do much of anything. They'll sit down near the drop zone. That's just what Birmingham will do. Norwich City, I've talked to people. I know Nigel Seeley's pretty high on Norwich City. Or I think it was either him or Flash. It might have been Flash that was really high on Norwich. But for tomorrow, this just seems to me to be a draw. Birmingham City fans will hope that they have a better season this year. They almost got relegated, frankly. So I think anything just positive will be good. But they were a pretty good home team last year. They actually, they did some good things at home, just on the road. Tomorrow they're at home. And they're welcoming in a team that had some trouble defending last year. If I had to play this game, I would probably stay away. I don't know if I can really pick it right now. Birmingham did surprise last year. Wouldn't surprise to see this maybe a draw, and you're just not getting the right odds. I mean, Birmingham's favored in this game. I'm not looking to bet them as a favorite. If I was getting a half a goal, then maybe I'd be interested. Draw no bet, on Norwich maybe, but this is a pass for me. Brentford, Rotherham. I think Brentford could be decent this year. I think they're kind of like right on the. I think they'll finish top 10 for sure. But when you're dealing with top 10-ish type teams in the championship, they can put in a lot of bad performances. You're not going to get the high-level performances every week from a team like Brentford. But they're at home here. Rotherham is shit. They're pure shit. I don't see any way that they really have any success in this game. They had some decent success actually in their preseason, but and again, current form is important. Preseason's been hopeful. I maybe look towards both teams to score here, but I've learned one thing with the Rotherham side. When you're depending on them to score, good things don't happen. So for me, this is another one that I'd avoid. Brentford's just too low for me to be interested. I don't really want to lay a half a goal or one goal, and I don't have any real belief that I can trust Rotherham to score. So for me, I'm going to stay away. What's up, Guan? Yep, we're happy about that. No, I don't bet Austrian A-League. Sometimes late, live stuff or stuff. But thanks, good. It's Derby, Paca, not Darbin. Derby, I don't know. Like we have a town near us called Upper Derby. Derby, D-A-R-B-I. B-Y, sorry. So no plays on either of these two games. If you want to follow along at home, we're talking England Championship, the second league. Bristol City against Nottingham Forest is our next match. I think Nottingham Forest is a pretty good side this year. I think they will get into the playoffs. I obviously like some of the talent they brought in. They brought in a couple of Portuguese players, which, if you look at Wolves, Nottingham Forest is kind of following that same leaf. They're going after these Portuguese. They're trying to build their roster that way. You'd lose Leashai, but you bring in all these Portuguese players, and all of a sudden you have a pretty good side. It wouldn't surprise me if Forest get in the top 5. I think they're a pretty good team. Bristol City, and I say City because that's how they say it in England. I don't know. I mean, you did lose Aiden Flint. I mean, he goes to Middlesbrough. You lose Bobby Reed. I mean, they made some decent signings, but you lose your best players. Bristol City is going to struggle with that. But one thing I've learned about Bristol is they are a pretty good team to score goals. They can put goals in. Nottingham Forest struggles to defend at times. I would probably look over 2.5 here. I think Forest will win, and over 2.5 looks pretty good. I think at that price, you're getting almost, basically odds of 3. You're basically looking at almost 2-1 on your money. I think Forest is worth a look here. But I will tell you this. If you can bet draw no bets in Championship, that's where I'd go. I'd look, if I'm betting this one, I'd look Nottingham Forest, draw no bet, which is basically, for anyone that's interested, draw no bet is basically, it's a pick 'em, basically. So let's say Forest and Bristol tie 1-1. You're going to get your money back. Okay, so you're not losing on a tie. If they win, obviously you cash. If they lose, you lose. But if they draw, you're covering yourself. You get your money back. So I would look here, Forest, draw no bet plus 100. That'd be a play that I'd be interested in here. And I'll give all the plays at the end that I'm liking. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Green. I think they're a pretty nice play here to win this one at this price. In your opinion, what's more difficult to show a profit in, Omaha or MLB? MLB. I win in Omaha because the game I play at is just a bunch of drunk Bulgarians and Croatians and Serbians and Albanians. So they all just hand their money away. So the key is playing at places where there's a lot of drunk people. If you play poker, picky choosy. Scan the table, find out who's drunk, where the drunks are, and ask to go to that table. That's how I play poker because drunk people don't win. So that's what I do. So that's my first interesting play there. Nottingham Forest, draw no bet. Ipswich Town against Blackburn Rovers. 2 teams that are going to struggle this year. This looks to be a draw here. I don't really know if we can split this one. 2 teams that are going to have struggles all year. 2 teams that I will bet on. Maybe a draw in this kind of game, but against big teams, I'll bet against. Blackburn obviously coming up from League One. This just has 1-1 written all over it to me. I think Ipswich will struggle this year. But another game I won't be betting on, Millwall against Middlesbrough. Millwall was interesting last year. They looked great, the Lions, last year at times. At home, they were a fortress. For anyone that's not aware, Millwall is a very decorated side. Their fans are terrific. The fans are known to be some of the toughest in England. If you've ever seen Green Street Hooligans, Millwall was featured in that movie. Millwall are a tough group of guys in London there. And their football team was tough last year. They were really tough to beat at home. Neil Harris did a terrific job there at the Den. But Middlesbrough is good. I think this is a tough match. I think it's a gutty, tough, drabby match. I think the under looks good here. I think we see, just a lot of jitters early on. Under looks really nice here. I want to see what we get on a price there. I get a feeling it's going to be juiced down here. Goals. Yeah, you're looking to lay 165-ish on an under. I think punting, taking a shot on maybe a draw here would be worth it. Not a great price. It's a tough match. Millwall are good at home. But you're not – look, if I'm getting 325 on Millwall, I'd be interested. At 180, I'm not. Middlesbrough are a good side. But I think we are going to see a real lack of goals here. I think if you really wanted to get testy maybe, under 1.5. A goal could win this one here. I think it will be a drabby one, but it's tough. It's a real tough one to call. Maybe a game like this, I'd be looking towards like a correct score. I'd maybe punt $50 or $100 on a 1-1 score line. And just hope that they finish 1-1. I mean, 1-1 you can bet on. It's 5-1. You bet off $50, $100. I mean, that's a nice little payday. This is not a game I'd be heavily betting on. Early on, your stakes should be low. You shouldn't be betting big. This next one, I'm all over. It's going to be my a game that I'm going to send out. I'm on this one. I'm going to be on Preston North End against QPR. I've shared this really on every platform I've been on. Preston North End is a good side. I think they have a lot of success this year. I think they'll challenge to get into the playoffs. I think they're that good. I think they did some nice things as far as bringing in some new players. QPR suck. QPR lost over 60% of their away games last year. They lost 11 times against the top 15 teams. They're a bad time. They're a bad team. And again, we have to remember, when you're a team like QPR, you really have to go out and spend money. You have to try to bring players in. You have to try to improve. They were hit with financial fair play. That means they had little space to move around in the markets. They also had some big players move on. Their goalkeeper moved on. He went over to Cardiff City. They're a team that finished low last year. I think they finished even lower this year. I think they dropped down this year. I think QPR is that poor. Now, QPR was a team that saw Premier League success, a few years ago, but this year they're a bad side. I think Preston North End, who continue to play very good defense, I think they come in and really get the job done here. It won't be pretty. I think it's a 1 or 2-0 win. I think win the nil has some real value here, but I'm looking Preston North End, even money against QPR tomorrow at home. I think they get the job done. They're my favorite play of the day, Preston North End. Really like them here. What else do we got here? Very good. Jason's on Preston. I think it's a great price on the North Enders here. West Bromwich Albion against Bolton. It's hard to not lay the goal here. It really isn't. I think the only concern you have is, is it one of those really tough, drag out games and West Bromwich Albion, nick a goal late. But Bolton Wanderers are pretty bad. I would lay the goal if I had to here. This should be one of those. They're at home. I think they're going to want to come out and impress. Obviously, the players that they have are just way better. You'd have to figure Darren Moore. Darren Moore kind of built that counterattack, go for it kind of mentality. This could be an ugly one. Listen, let me say this: if West Bromwich Albion score in the first 25 minutes, they'll win 3 or 4-0. This is a team that lost to. You got to look at what Bolton's done in the preseason. This is a team that lost to Gisley, which is a non-league side. They also drew against Alderton Collieries, which is a non-league side as well. They're not playing well. They drew against Girona, who's in La Liga. That's kind of shameful. They did win against Peterborough and Halifax Town, but Halifax Town is a lower league side, and Peterborough is down in the lower leagues as well. So, there's not a lot of positive steps right now to really think of when you look at Bolton Wanderers. Bolton Wanderers last year obviously also were a really bad side. They didn't play well. They were a team that almost got relegated. The fact that they didn't get relegated is quite amazing. They had a dramatic finish in the last game of the season. They scored twice in the last 2 minutes against Nottingham to just keep their place. So this team was a cunt away from getting relegated. West Brom should be able to really handle their business tomorrow. I think at home, this seems like a great spot to back West Bromwich Albion -1. Wigan Athletic against Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday, I think, are poor. I think Sheffield United are solid. Wigan will be interesting. Wigan obviously coming up from League One. They had a great season last year down in League One. They're really legendary, had a great run of it. They made some real strides in the FA Cup. Under looks pretty good in this game. I think Wigan can find the back of the net, but I'm not sure if Sheffield Wednesday can. Wigan played exciting last year. They didn't concede many goals. I think they clean sheeted like 60% of their league matches. They were really dominating, but obviously you're moving up here. You're obviously bringing up and you're grabbing you're going to see better players. But this is one I don't have a real big feel on. Sheffield Wednesday's coming off a tough season. They didn't really sign anyone in the offseason. They just kind of sat kind of idle, which that's never really what you want to see as a team in the championship. So for me, I would lean Wigan here, frankly. But the price isn't great. I mean, you're getting a team that's coming up, and you're basically getting even money. It's not a great price. If I'm getting plus 200 here, I'd be interested. But at plus 120, it's too short. Sheffield United against Swansea City. Both teams' score looks pretty good here. I think Swansea are better than people think. They still have some pretty good players at the end of the day. They are a team that obviously went down last year in the Premier League, but they still have some good players. I mean, Wilfred Boney obviously leads the list. They have some guys that can score, and they're playing lesser competition. I mean, they still have Jordan Ayew. They still have guys that can score. Nathan Dyer. They're a decent side. I mean, I think both teams' score looks pretty good here in Swansea and Sheffield United. Two pretty good teams. Two more here. What do we got? Sunday, Leeds against Stoke City. Good price on Stoke. Leeds, though, they have a new manager, which is interesting. Biala, he comes in, and actually before this Biala, their coach, Pep Guardiola said he was the best manager in the world at one point. Leeds, obviously, at home here. Ellen Road is a tough place to go play. I think we see some goals, though. I think this is 2-1. I'd probably be looking at over the number. Stoke City has plenty of goal scorers. And the system that Leeds play, that Bielsa plays, they'll score goals. So for me, I would look at over on the number in this one. And then Hull and Aston Villa. Aston Villa will challenge this year, but I think Hull's better than people think. I think at home here, maybe they can get a result. I'd maybe take a shot. It depends on how I do this weekend. If I get a good weekend, I might take a shot with the Monday match and take Hull City. I think they're better than people think. But overall, the plays that I'm looking at, I like Preston North End minus 110. I like West Bromwich Albion -1. And I'm leaning over 2.5 in Stoke City and Leeds. What do we have here? The show's great. Thank you, Jock. Appreciate it. Yeah, he is a high-profile manager. And Pep Guardiola actually called him, like you said, the best manager in the world at one point. So that's kind of exciting. But yeah, I'm gonna rock with with those three. Preston North End is definitely one that I'm on. Let's go over maybe League One or League Two here, see if there's any interesting matches there tomorrow as well. I think a lot of people will grab Sunderland against Charlton Athletic. Charlton Athletic's actually pretty solid, and this is a bit of an exciting game for Sunderland. They have a lot of pressure. For anyone that doesn't know, Sunderland was in the Premier League not last year, but the year before. They went down. And then they went down in the championship as well. So they're down in League One just 2 years after they were in the Premier League. The problem that they had was they didn't have any money. No one was going to the games, and they needed new ownership. They went out and got new ownership. Stuart Donald comes in and has really fixed his club up. He got a new manager. He got some new changes in the staff, and you look to the fan base and tell them that you're back and you're going to fix some things. I would expect them to go right back up. This is their third, this is the first time they've ever been down in League One. I would imagine they go right back up, but there is some pressure here. The losing mentality is just really evaded this club. So I would probably look to say they'll win, but the price is short. What else do we have here? Barnsley against Oxford United. I think Barnsley's a pretty good side as well. I would be probably looking to maybe back them at home here against Oxford United. We could see some goals, though. That's probably something that I would probably be interested in as well. They dropped out of the championship as well, Barnsley. So they're a team that you would expect to come right back up. Barnsley attack, attack, attack. That's what they're going to always do. And they don't defend. Oxford United, they have plenty of goal-scoring threats. I think this could be an interesting game. I think we could see some goals here. Neither of these teams are particularly strong defending. Barnsley should win, but I think the better play is over 2.5. Barnsley, Oxford United. What else do we have here? Bear with me one second, people. There was another game that I wanted to talk about. Where was it? Fleetwood Town. That's right. Fleetwood Town and Wimbledon. This is an interesting game. For anyone that's not aware, Joey Barton is the manager at Fleetwood now. Yes, the same Joey Barton that headbutted people and bet on different soccer as he was playing. Yes, the same Joey Barton. So they're obviously looking to have a better season. They go out and get him. They have a pretty good attacking midfield. Kyle Dempsey's a good player. They have quality. This is a team that can score goals. You look at Wimbledon, I think they struggle a bit. I don't think they have a very good side. They lost a lot of players last year. Some of their better players. I mean, Dean Parrott left. Lyle Taylor left. Anthony Woodstriff came in. So they made some moves where they brought some players back. They didn't score a lot of goals last year. Defensively, they're okay. But Fleetwood is a much better side. I would expect with the new manager, Joey Barton, I would expect them to come out here at home and impress. They look pretty good at plus 125 at about 2.25. I like Fleetwood Town a little bit against Wimbledon. And let's go through one more here. Where the fuck was that other game I wanted to talk about? Fuck. Yeah, right. Wycombe Wanderers and Blackpool United. This is an interesting game. Wycombe comes up from League Two. And look, Gareth Ainsworth's been a good manager for them. They come into League One, and they got a home game. They were great last year, scored a lot of goals. They were a good side. I grabbed them a lot last year. They have a really good player up front, Adebayo Akinfinwa. He can score a lot of goals. He's a guy that you kind of want to give the ball to. He is a bit older, but he can score goals. And that's the guy you want to get the ball to up front. Blackpool was a bit impressive last year. They did some good things. They did lose some players, but they brought some back in. Gary Boyer's players were solid. With everything that I've just kind of talked about here, I think both these teams will keep it tight. That's what Blackpool kind of did. They keep it tight. Wycombe should win, but I think the under looks pretty solid here. So I'll go Wycombe and Blackpool under 2.5. That looks pretty solid. I want to see if there's a big price that maybe I can get involved with. They're kind of keeping it tight to the vest this week. Portsmouth and Luton. Luton City obviously coming up as well. Portsmouth has just been kind of hanging. They're at home, though. I think maybe a price I would take a shot with would be Portsmouth. Luton is a team that I think have a lot of motivation, but I think, again, it's going to be a little tougher. This is a tougher league, and they're built on attacking strength. I think Portsmouth would just kind of shut that down. I think they have a real crack at maybe winning this game. I'd maybe take a shot with Portsmouth here against Luton City at plus 150. It's not a great price, though. That's kind of the problem. But in League One, I'd be looking at Preston is in the Championship. Conor McGregor going to fight Habib. Very cool. That's interesting. I feel like we've heard that before. No, I didn't talk about Shrewsbury yet. I'm just really looking at a couple. I like in League One. I like Barnsley, Oxford over. I like Fleetwood Town to win, and I kind of like Wickham, Blackpool under. Shrewsbury against Bradford City. Let's see what we have there. Shrewsbury at home at New Meadow here. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think that Shrewsbury is as easy as people think. They're obviously hopeful to get off with this new start in this new league. But again, I don't know. He's gone though. Their manager, Paul Hurst, he left, so that kind of hurts. And they also lost a lot of their players. I mean, some of their better players are gone, which kind of sucks. I think this is going to be a tough one. I'm not interested in Shrewsbury here at this price. I know they're at home, but they lost a lot last year. Bradford City might be worth a look as an underdog. Just my opinion. Losing the manager hurts. La Liga is a better overall league compared to any in the world. Yeah. Again, all I need to do is read the first sentence. That's ridiculous. Listen, Teddy, we've had this conversation before. Just because they have two teams that are really good doesn't really. There's 6 or 7 really good teams in the Premier League. Listen, I like English football. I'm sure you like Spanish. I don't think it's a great league. I'm sorry. I think there are 2 or 3 good teams, and that's it. I think at overall quality, the Premier League is the best. It just is. They get the most. It just is. These 6 or 7 really good sides. I don't agree with you, frankly. That again, that's my opinion. I don't think it's a better league than the Premier League. So that's just my opinion. 2 or 3 teams. I see 6 or 7 good teams in the Premier League. Did I talk about Big 3? No, I didn't talk about Big 3. I don't have anything on that this week. I've just been kind of focusing on other things. I have my future on it. I'm just going to rock with that. As far as Accrington Stanley, I kind of like the over in that match. I think we see some goals. Gillingham conceded a lot last year on the road. I don't think they kept many clean sheets either. I would probably look over the number. Stanley goes up tempo. They like to run up and down. They score a lot of goals. I think they'll give people problems in the final third. I would say over the number there, Mr. Green. I'd be more interested in the over there. So, yeah, that's that for soccer. I'll definitely have some plays that I'll throw out, and we just heard the breakdown there. Baseball tonight, I'm trying to think. How did our plays do last night? I don't think they did very good, if I remember. What did I give out? I think I gave out – I said I liked Atlanta. They won. The Cubs did not. That was a bad pick. For some reason, Robbie Erlin just dominated the Cubs. Go figure. And then I gave out the Mariners first 5. Did the Mariners first 5 win? I know they lost the game, but I want to say they were tied at the end of the 5th inning. I think I gave up -1/2 though, so not great. I think I was 1-2 last night. Who's the prettiest puppy this weekend? Shit. I don't know. Probably something in MLS. It's not going to be on the big. It's not going to be in the English leagues. I'd probably say in the MLS, which I'll be talking about later with Gabe Morency. So if you want to tune in, tune in. MLB, I can't say I really looked at the card. I mean, I'm so interested right now in soccer and stuff and getting everything together for the season that I'm not really bothering with baseball much. I mean, I tend to throw in a game or 2 every night, but I don't know. I don't really care much about it right now, and I'm just doing other things. So, I'm going to go where money is, and to me, the money is in soccer. So that's kind of where I go. So I hate to not be a help there, but I just don't. I don't care much. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, that was a tough one. Also, guys, if you're available, go check out my podcast, episode 3 of the podcast. It's on my Twitter. I talked about the tout business currently and the state of where it is, and the state of just the people that are in it right now. Being a tout, as we've talked about, it's a great business, but there are way too many people perpetrating a lot of bad information. Check that out. I talked about some TV, and I also talked about I took some listener questions, which was fun as well. Why don't I cover WNBA? I talked about that earlier. I don't really follow it. Yeah, I think when you try to cap every sport, you become a bit too one. There's just too much going on. I don't really care about WNBA. I don't want to watch it. I don't care about it. It's kind of like hockey for me. I just don't really care. And it's like only a couple months, so if you can cap WNBA, good for you. Just waiting for football. Now we got exactly. That's where I'm at with it. Am I on the Yankees or Red Sox tonight? Fuck. Listen, I think tonight, I think this is the most important game of the year for the Yankees. I don't think it gets more winnable, having to win than this game. You really as a team have to win this game because here's why. Okay, last night was an absolute fucking mess. And I'm not going to go down that road again because people know where I'm at with fucking Aaron Boone. But here's why you have to win this game. First of all, your rotation is going to be a fucking mess the rest of the weekend. Okay, because now tomorrow night, Chase Adams is going to fucking throw, and that's an automatic loss. Because you fucking threw Lance Lynn in a 7-1 game the other night, so now he can't pitch this weekend. Obviously, in this most important series of the season. Severino's been bad. He's not been poor. He's been bad, is Luis Severino. He needs to come in and pitch well. This is a tough team, but he's got to come in and give me a good outing. What happens tonight if Severino gets shelled? It's already panic in the city, in New York. What if he gets shelled? Rick Porcello is hittable. He's the weakest link in that rotation. Obviously, last night you did get beat, but you showed you could hit. You have to find a way to win this. And I know it's hard to beat Boston at home, but from a standpoint of having to win these games, I think this is a must-win for the Yankees. Am I going to bet it? No. Do I think the Yankees will win? Yes. But I'm concerned as a fan. Severino has to pitch well tonight. He has to. Hide and Zeke says La Liga blows. I agree. I hate La Liga. I would put, other than like 4 teams, I think the championship could probably beat most of the teams in La Liga. Thanks, HDC. Well, I'm pissed. I get annoyed. I'm sick of the shit. I'm sick of the bullshit with Aaron Boone. I'm sick of it. What's up, John Rhodes? Yeah, I don't do over-under win totals. It's a waste of money. I don't really understand why you would ever do win totals. I don't see the reasoning on it. Think about this. So, let's say you ordered food, right? You pay them, okay? But you didn't get the food until 3 days later. That's kind of what you're doing with futures. You're paying up front, the money's coming out of your account, but you might cash 6 months from now. I don't know. I feel like just betting week to week. If I'm going to do a future, I want to get a nice payback. I want to get 20-1, 30-1, 40-1. And if you know me, I'm pretty good at futures. I've done pretty well with them over the years. I don't bet a lot of futures, but the ones that I do bet are good. Minus 110 on futures. Now, if you're on bet 5 dimes and you can manipulate them and get like a plus 170 or something like that, then okay. ALN, those are more futures. They're not really win totals. I'm talking about, somebody said Troy V talked about win totals on team totals. Yeah, I don't bet those. Yeah, well, did I see Michael K's radio show? No, I didn't. I'll have to check it out though. I'm more of a Francesa guy, as many of you know, so I'll have to check that out. Yeah, but you're still giving up the money. You're still giving up credit that you could use on other things. And that's where credit can get you in trouble because you're betting on shit that you're probably not going to win and it's just coming out of you because you only get a certain amount of credit. So if you have a 5K credit and you're betting 7 futures at $100, you just lost $700. That's like 15% of your bankroll that you just lost on stuff that probably is not going to come in. Yeah, I'll find it. It's probably back what I said. It's He was bad. I didn't understand it at all. But yes, I do like Raiders under 8.5. Raiders are going to be awful this year. But all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I don't have anything on the baseball card. The soccer card, I'll be on. I'm definitely on Preston North End. I like West Bromwich Albion as well, -1. I'll talk more soccer tonight with Morency. We'll be on at about 11 o'clock. I'll be on at about 11 o'clock. Got to go get a haircut and do some things, but I'll be on after that. We'll talk about all sorts of stuff. Maybe have some live bets, and we'll talk about the MLS card as well. So make sure you check in for that. I'll tell you what, we'll take 5 more minutes. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them right now. All right, we got a phone call coming in here. Bear with me 1 second. Hello?
Hi.
Hey, boo. What's up?
Is this better for you?
Is this what?
Is this a better time for you or what?
Well, it will be in about 5 minutes. I have to
Dude, let me just tell you real quick. This dude at Speedway is relentless. Like the guy that you heard when we were on the phone the other day.
Right.
This dude is relentless. Like I'm gonna have to stop coming here or something.
Well, you better tell him to fall the fuck back.
Anyways, all right. Well,
Listen, I'm finishing up a show. I'll call you in 5 minutes, okay? Bye-bye. Listen, I don't just cut it off just because a girl calls me. Okay, I'm a man of the people, and I said I would take questions for about 5 minutes. So, what do we have? We better have some good questions. Is that the girl? Yes, that is the girl. Yes, that's the girl that I've been pawning over. Yes. What's the over/under and how long your haircut takes? Well, I mean, I'm at the haircut for a while. I go. Listen, if you're a hood guy like myself, you know the barbershop is an experience. You go to the barbershop to see your friends, to roll dice, hang out, talk, bust on each other. That's what you do at the barbershop. Most people go to the barbershop and just get a haircut and leave. For me, it's a chance to see old friends, to hang out. That's what we do. I mean, so yeah, I'm about there for an hour or so. The Vikings Eagles championship game rematch. Listen, Teddy, I'm really not being biased here. I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. I think on paper they are. I don't think how you can not think that. They got better than they were last year. That's just my opinion. I think they have a few question marks, but I think they're overall very good. I don't think there's a lot of question. I think if they can get to the NFC title game against the Vikings, I think they would beat the Vikings. Sorry. That's just me. Where are we going here? Is it a meeting place in the neighborhood? Yeah, exactly. You go see old friends. You see what's going on in the neighborhood. You talk. You hang. Do whatever. Now that I'm older and busy, I get most of my cuts during off hours. I do too. I go at 11 o'clock at night. So that's kind of where I'm at. I like going then. My son asked, "Are you Muslim?" No, I'm not Muslim, but I read the Quran and I value all religion the same. I think that we're all put on this earth and we're able to believe what we want. And yeah, I'm not Muslim per se, but I am Albanian and I know a lot of Muslim people and a lot of them are my friends. So yeah, I think I have a good viewership on all the different religions. But no, I was raised Catholic. If you know me, I've talked about that a lot. I believe in a lot of different things. I think all religions have a lot of good pieces with them. So I like to stay. I like to stay woke on every religion. Happy Friday, no problem, Greg. Thanks. I go to a salon and pay $100. Well, that's pretty stupid, Malcolm. I go to the barbershop and get a way better haircut for $10. So that's your thing. I live in Eglinton here in Toronto. There's a lot of barbers and hair salons open till late. Exactly. There's nothing better than going to the barbershop on a Friday night, hanging out, chilling, doing our thing, getting a cut, feeling good. There's nothing better than a blowout, like a tight blowout. There's nothing better, shape up, getting all this stuff done. It's the best. Teddy B just laughing for no reason. Not really sure what that's about. I don't have any baseball tonight. I'm not on anything. We just talked about soccer today. But no, they don't shave me. No. No. Hey, listen, I wish you luck, Marco. Have fun. I hope you win. $100. Yeah, dude, $100 for a haircut. That's kind of women prices. That's ridiculous. Who has more losses, Duke football or basketball? Duke football. Duke football is going to be bad. If Paulie D doesn't, I guarantee Paulie D spends the exact same that I do. These haircuts that we have, it don't cost a lot of money. You go see the Hood Barber, they take care of you, man. Does Bob Stoops go to Ohio State? It's good question. I could see it. How do you feel about under and Warriors wins? I don't have anything on that. I'm not looking to bet anything under with the Warriors, though. Music Fest at the LVH Sands Casino. Have fun. Enjoy yourself, Eric. Hide and Zeke's done with the Mariners. I don't blame you. Thanks, Cam. Appreciate it, man. But Dodgers Stros lean. I'm going to go with I don't even – that shows you how much I looked at this call. I don't even know. I would say I'm going Verlander. I don't know. I have no idea. Toss up. When am I going to Vegas? I'm going to Vegas end of August. Yes, I'm on with Donnie in the AM, unfortunately. No, I'm only kidding. Yes, I'm on with Donnie. Listen, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. If you want to play fantasy, go to FanDuel.com/BMOC. Support the show. Put some money on FanDuel. Play in some contests. Maybe try to win some money. FanDuel.com/BMOC. Cam had a lot of hair cut off. Good for you. It was only $15. I hope you kept it. Kansas football. Going to be that bad? Yes, they're going to be very bad. If I fly you to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, would you DJ my wedding? Yes, I would, for sure. But again, I'm a hip DJ. I don't play none of that dumb shit. I play only good shit. Sure. I'm actually going to South Dakota in the winter, so maybe we can link up. I'll be in South Dakota to see my boys Reed Tellinghusen and Mike Dahm for South Dakota State. So make sure you let me know when you're there. I'll be there. Do you have a group where we can play you on FanDuel? Yes, I'm looking into that. Kansas needs to hire the Indy CC coach. I agree. They won't, though. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time. Check me out tonight with Gabe Morency a little bit later. Have a nice night.